Is this meditation or is this me falling asleep?
Jesus Christ, would you hurry up? People have got homes to go to.
Blah, 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 blah. I see you, I love you.
I love you.
Great, thanks for that.
Recall that bullshit straight away.
The highlight for me, I was going to say it's Tasha and Paul talking about their greatest memory, but now I have to put that aside and just talk about everybody's reaction when Brad was trying to talk about how he feels about Shauna. Their sarcastic comments, the eye rolls, the body language, the flopping in the chairs, the eyes, people clashing eyes, and, the expressions that if those eyes could talk, oh my God, I lived for that moment. And the fact that Terrence and Portia can present a united front and laugh and mock the hell out of Brad just gave me life. Oh my God. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight UK, Season 8, Episode 10. It's the second dinner party episode and it's about to be drama. Everybody obviously agrees that, there's two couples they're sort of questioning, Brad and Shauna and Ella and Nathaniel. Ella and Nathaniel, everybody understands that Ella wants to be told she's beautiful, but Nathaniel is moving at his own pace. And so the other couples are questioning, is there more to that that needs to be said, or is it just, two people who can't seem to sort of meet each other halfway? And I think the main problem is Nathaniel wants to make sure they have a deeper connection. He just doesn't want to have a relationship that's based on sex, whereas Ella, I think, would be happy to have a relationship based on sex. And I think this is why she's struggling to understand why Nathaniel wants deeper conversations. And unless they can get to deeper conversations, then I don't think they're going to get anywhere. Anyway, everybody else is talking about Brad and Shauna because they've gone from the golden couple to suddenly everybody's questioning their connection and what's going on in that relationship, given the fact that Brad was telling every single couple, everyone who had ears to hear about his sexual encounters with Shauna. So people are questioning whether Shauna and Brad are still together and whether their connection is genuine. So it's going to be interesting to see. And it's nice to see all the other couples sort of more relaxed. Terrace and Portia are happy that they're not going to be the main drama. And also Roz and Thomas seem to be in a better place. They seem to have reached an understanding whereby they get along without being sort of agitating each other or making each other uncomfortable. So that's cute to see. And then you have Peggy sort of questioning, whether they are the most stable couple. And it's like, I don't think you and George are it. I think you need to continue to work on your relationship and stop trying to be the number one couple. Look at what's happened to Brad and Shauna. So it's interesting to see the couples arrive at the dinner party because as they walk in, conversations start. Obviously, Ella and Nathaniel are the first couple to arrive. And as they come in, the experts are sort of analyzing the couples, their body language and what's going on. And you could tell that, yes, they came in holding hands, but something is not right. And the something that's not right is Nathaniel wants deeper conversations. Ella wants sex. And that's their problem. You have other couples walk in. So for couples, when they come in with Jay and Luke, obviously they're in a happy place, so nothing is going to come up with them. With Peggy and George, obviously they seem to be in a good place. George is being the gentleman. I don't know who's been training him on etiquette. He's getting her a drink, he's guiding her to sit down, which was amazing. Laura came in on her own. Apparently Arthur is not feeling well. It's like, well, if he's not feeling well, should you not have stayed at home with your husband then? I don't know. Anyway, that's just me. And then you have Roz and Thomas. They seem very comfortable and they seem very happy when they arrive. So it's nice to see them in a good place. You have Paul and Tasha. They are on cloud 9. Obviously, Tasha has managed to get SEX and she can't wait to tell the girls about how amazing Paul was because I think he exceeded her expectations and he really rocked her world. She thought she was going to rock his world, but it seems like he rocked hers. And then when Brad and Shauna come in, obviously everybody is very skeptical and they're sort of watching them because of the issues that they've been having. Brad does tell Nathaniel and Luke that, they had an issue, they worked on it, and they're in a better place. The girls are sort of questioning Shauna to sort of say, you've been isolating yourself from us. We haven't seen you. And she sort of says, oh, yes, I've done this before in relationships. And the girls are trying to say, you can't lose yourself just because you're in a relationship. And when the conversation sort of turns to that, she then quickly runs off to Brad, who reassures her that you don't need to impress anyone else. As long as we're good, we're good. And it's like, I don't think that's it. I think she still needs her girls to sort of help her see things from a different perspective. I think the other thing that upset her was the fact that she was told that people have been talking about them as a couple. I think this is where the problem lies. And then lastly, you have Terence and Portia arrive. They seemed amazing. They seemed in a very good place. Um, people were very surprised to see them together and how happy they seemed when they walked in. And I think this is what Portia meant, that whatever problems we're having, we should always present a united front. So it was cute to see them in a happy place. But then because Laura and Portia are best friends, Portia had to let Laura know that, Luke made the gold digger comment, and Luke was sort of complaining that he always gets the resting bitch face from Laura. So I think Laura is very stuck up, for lack of a better word, and the fact that Luke is not afraid to call her out, I think this is why she doesn't like him. That's my opinion. I don't think it has anything to do with anything that's serious. I think it's just the fact that he's quick to call her out, and she's never had anyone call her out, and she doesn't like people calling her out, and I can foresee there being tension because of that. I don't know. So everybody's called to the dinner table, and you have Terence stand up to have a toast. After Terence's toast, people start having conversations, and Nathaniel is always seemed very close with Laura and Portia, although Ross is there. So they're having a conversation about love and their experiences on love, and the possibility that, do you only get one love in a lifetime, or is there a chance that you could get more than one type of love? And you see Ella sit there like a deer in headlights. I think this is where the maturity aspect comes in, because she's upset that Nathaniel hasn't really had these conversations with her, but Nathaniel has told her that he wants in-depth conversations. He wants to be mentally stimulated, and at the moment he doesn't feel like he's getting that. And so for her to get into her feelings and be upset at the fact that, oh, he hasn't said anything emotional to me, he hasn't been this intimate with me, and it's like, well, he did bring this up, and when he brought it up, you were questioning and saying that's not what he was supposed to tell me. He was supposed to tell me about himself. Make it make sense, pick one and stick to it. Otherwise, don't pick one at all. And even the experts, oh, he should have been doing this with Nathaniel. Well, when they seemed very distressed, instead of Nathaniel sitting there and blinking and batting her eyelids, she should have leaned forwards and comforted him. It didn't need Portia to stand up and sort of comfort him. She should have automatically done that. So for her to be upset that, why is somebody else taking my position, doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me, but then that's just me. And then you have Shauna sort of having a conversation. I really hate this for Portia. I wish she didn't involve herself in hearsay or passing on gossip, because I know it might seem to take attention from her and Terence, but I don't like it. Obviously, she did bring up the fact that everybody was talking about the fact that Brad was saying intimate details of their sexual encounters with Shauna, and Shauna didn't seem fazed by that. And the girls are looking at her like, why are you not upset about it? You should be upset, because this is conversation, or this is things that should stay in your bedroom. They shouldn't come out for the rest of the participants to know that this is what you do. And she's, well, I'm really obsessed with him. Well, your obsession needs eyes to see. That's just my opinion. Paul is living his best life. He's living his best life. He's asked, what is the greatest memory that we've created? And it was sweet that he acknowledged the lingerie that, Tasha was wearing. I like the fact that he didn't go too much into detail about the sexual aspect of it. I would say, oh, you're very sexy. I like that this was sticking out and whatever. But he just said, I loved the way you were dressed and how you looked. And everybody else around the table, you could see them blushing and excited for them. So that was cute to see. And then Shauna asked Brad, what is it you like about me? And oh my God, oh, I have this feeling rising up from my solar, up to my solar plexus. I have this, and everybody on the table, everybody, oh my God, the eye rolls, the looks, the body language, the gestures, the summary in the confessionals, oh my God, had me rolling on the floor. Everybody can see that, Brad and Shauna are playing a part. They're not as connected as they feel like they are. I think the fact that Brad has been matched with someone who's obsessed with him is the reason why he's getting away with everything he is. I think had Shauna been standoffish, or had Shauna treated him the way Ross is treating Thomas, he would have put in more effort, but because he doesn't have to put in any effort, because Shauna is obsessed with him, this is why he's behaving the way he's behaving, in my opinion. Brad is full of himself. I understand someone being spiritual and holistic and sort of focusing on the betterment of themselves. But I think the fact that he feels the need to say, oh, I don't care what everybody else thinks, I don't care about their opinions or their judgments. And it's like, you've been playing up for the other couples, the way you were kissing each other and making out and being all over each other showed that you were trying to sort of portray this happy-go-lucky couple. And when you realize that people are not buying into it, now suddenly you don't care about their opinions. You feel the need to tell them all that you don't care what they think about you, and you don't need to say anything. Look at couples like Portia and look at couples, I was going to say Portia and Terence, yeah, but look at Tasha and Paul, look at Jay, and look, they don't need to tell people that they're happy. People can just see that they're happy and that they're genuine, or they appear to be genuine in their connection. So I don't see why he had to make that sarcastic comment. And then you had Portia ask Terence, do you have hopes for our future? And he was honest to say, last week, no, this week you've made a lot of compromises. So I am happy with where we are, and I am happy with the direction that we're going with. And it was so cute to see. Obviously, they then, discussed, how they feel their relationship is going. And Portia acknowledged that they started off without even a friendship to base it off. So because they were strangers, they just went from strangers to enemy zone. And so it's nice that with the counseling, they've been able to sort of find their way to friendship, and they feel like they're more than friends, which was amazing in my opinion. I really hope they're being genuine, because Portia had talked about presenting a united front, and I hope they're not just doing this for the other participants. So Laura's asked, do you think Arthur lives up to expectations? Because she said she wanted a Chelsea boy. She said there was something about them that made them stand out. And she says, yes, Arthur is not from Chelsea, but she likes the fact that they're both growing together. And she's very vague in what she really likes about him, which leads Look to say she's stuck up, which you could get that. You could get that because she says she likes the way they talk, with the guys from Chelsea. She likes ABC. So you could get that from how she sort of portrayed her likes. And I can see this, heading one direction, and I have a feeling they're going to explode. I'm surprised that when Arthur makes these comments, that Jay doesn't say anything to him. I wish she could ask him to just leave it, but I think she doesn't want to start a fight. She's happy in their love bubble, so that's why she's going to stay. George is asked, if he's happy with their sex life, and he says, he wants them to follow Peggy's lead, and he doesn't want to lead Peggy astray so that she does something that she'll regret. So he's happy to go at her pace, and whenever she's ready, he's happy to carry on, which more or less means he's happy to hanky panky. And then you have Ross and Luke. Ross and Luke, for me, were going to always be a sort of a sticky situation. She asks, what do you think for me to have a happy marriage? And he's right to say, you're very charming to everyone, you're very caring to everyone. I wish that could also translate to me. I think the problem with Ross is she was given this amazing guy, and she's not appreciative of that. I think had she been given someone who's like Brad, someone who's standoffish, she would have been putting in a lot of effort. But because look, because Thomas is very easygoing and is very caring and loving and patient, this is why she's taking him for granted. I wish you could see what an amazing guy she has. He then goes to ask her, do you think, we're ever going to have another, intimate moment? And I have give her credit for not coming out right and saying no, but she says we still need to get to know one another, and then we'll take it from there. So I have hope for them. I don't even see the point in discussing the Nathaniel and Ella question, because Ella doesn't seem to understand and doesn't seem willing to understand that Nathaniel needs more from her than just sex. Her love language must be sex because that's all she's worried about, and somebody telling her that she's attractive. And so even when she has to ask the question, you can see that she's confused. So I just tuned out, I'm sorry. And the producers were shady. They were really shady, asking, Jay and Luke to rank the couples. I think was really shady, from most genuine to who's least. So most genuine, they put in Tasha and Paul. Am I mad about that? No. They put themselves second, obviously, because they're not going to put themselves at the bottom of the ranking. They then put George and Peggy number 3. Number 4, they put Roz and Thomas, which I then left Nathaniel and Ella and Brad and Shauna, and they were tied for number 5. And then they said they can't really rank Portia and Terrace because of last week, but they feel like they've managed to overcome whatever they're going through and they're in a better place, so they're happy with that. They said, ask us in 2 weeks and the ranking might be totally different, which then aggravated everybody in the group, including Laura, because Laura, they didn't rank Laura. And Laura they tried to explain, or the fact that, Jay tried to explain that, we haven't got to know you. Last week you came in, you didn't even greet me. So the idea that I would know where you and Arthur stand would be me sort of just making up stuff because I really don't know what's going on, which they have a right to say that. And because of that, you had Shauna sort of complaining, how dare people rank us in the bottom? How dare they say we're one of the least genuine couples? They rank, Roz and Thomas above us. And it's like, it's not that deep. So Laura then pulls, Look for a chat and explains that she paid for her last wedding. She's really not a gold digger. And she doesn't like the fact that she's being labeled as one, because if she is, then she's doing it incorrectly. I think given the things that Laura asked for in a partner, it gives the impression, or it sounds like she's looking for a gold digger. If she says she's paid for her last wedding, maybe she's tired of looking after people and she wants someone to look after her in return or for a change. So I get where that's coming from. And for Brad and Shauna, the curtain is finally open. The way he was disrespectful, for him to call Luke a manipulator and then turn around and tell Shauna to shut up, didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully things will change. I can't wait for the commitment ceremony tomorrow and see what happens. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.